Climate Change by McKenna Duncan, Carol Dave, Virginia Wilson, Daniel Mathis, Treasure Byers,
and Grant Francis.
Climate change is when the earth gets warmer and the temperature gets hotter. This presentation will mainly be about climate change. These changes are mostly caused by the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is when the sun tries to reflect off the Earth's surface but gets stopped on its way back into space and has to stay inside the Earth. Carbon dioxide is a form of greenhouse gases. It is a greenhouse gas that is represented by the symbol CO2. It is an invisible gas that is found almost everywhere on the earth, but you cannot see it. You have carbon dioxide in your bodies. Can everybody breathe in? Now breathe out. You're releasing carbon dioxide into the air. Trees also have carbon dioxide in them, but you breathing out and trees are not bad for the earth. Cars, lights, and factories all have carbon dioxide in them, and those are the main gases that trap the sun on its way back into space.
Climate change can cause changes in the earth, such as volcanoes, tornadoes, and wild weather patterns. A tornado can cause climate change because a tornado makes hot air and hot heat. The sea ice is melting because of climate change. Polar bears are endangered because of the earth is getting warmer and melting their home. They are having to move around the world to find new homes. Look around the room. What would happen if half of this room started to melt? Then we would have less room space in our room and lose part of our school. This is what is happening to the polar bears.
Polar bears mainly eat seals. Polar bears live near the water and on Arctic sea ice. Near the Arctic seas. Now let's learn some more about polar bears.
This is a video.
Wait. What color do you think polar bear's fur is?
White.
It looks white, but really it is clear, and the white snow makes it look white.
This is a video that I made about polar bears.
The polar bear is the only bear that is cream-colored and matches its environment. Polar bears are definitely endangered in Antarctica. Polar bears fight with their arms, mouth, head, and, sometimes, with their whole entire body. Polar bears' claws are very short and sharp. Polar bears' claws help them to grip the ice. A polar bear will teach their cubs to hunt and be a polar bear. Polar bears' cubs are born 2 to 3 years apart from each other. Scientists put collars on the bears so that they can track where the bears are going. The white, yellow, and now green is the ice. The ice from the sea is disappearing, which is endangering the polar bears a lot. We are trying to keep polar bears in the Arctic forever.
What did you learn about polar bears?
Which one of us?
That you can do yours next.
That their fur isn't just white, it's clear, you know. Yes. And
Jay was going to be next.
okay,
Jay.
that the Arctic is melting and polar bears are dying because it is melting and they're drowning. As you can see in this picture, polar bears' claws are big so they can dig deep into the Arctic sea ice. Now let's learn about grizzly bears.
Grizzly bears live in forested areas. Years ago, anime I made about grizzly bears.
I will be telling you about the survival of a grizzly bear. Most Most of these bears live in Canada, Alaska, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, and Washington. Grizzly bears eat fish to survive. Grizzly bears need to eat a lot in the summer and fall so they can survive in the winter. Grizzly bears have a better sense of smell than most animals. Grizzly bears are strong and have long claws, but they are not good climbers. Their claws are used for digging, picking fruits, and catching their prey. The adult grizzly bear is about 300 to 1,500 pounds and can stand up to 8 feet tall. Grizzly bears don't have very good eyesight. The primary reason a grizzly bear's attack is if a mother is defending her cubs. A grizzly bear can easily overpower any animal in its territory. The grizzly bear survives 20 to 30 years. I hope you have learned a lot about grizzly bears and how they survive.
What did you learn about the grizzly bear?
That the grizzly bears don't have very good eyesight.
That they can live for 25 to 30 years.
That they can stand up to 8 feet.
Grizzly bears can run up to 35 miles per hour, but they are not great swimmers like the polar bear.
This is a grizzly bear and a polar bear. When polar bears have to leave their home because the sea ice is melting, they go into the forest and meet a grizzly bear. When they have a baby, it is a grolar bear.
It's a what bear?
A grolar bear. This is what a grolar bear looks like. A grolar bear is actually a very rare type of hybrid animal, but it is not a crazy type of hybrid animal because it is the same animal, just a different species.
So because of all this climate change, the polar bear is losing its natural habitat. To help the polar bears, we can turn off the lights, ride a bike, take a bus, or just use less electricity. It sounds a bit silly if we turn off lights, ride a bike, take a bus, or use less electricity. It will make an impact on polar bears. But every little bit will reduce carbon gases in the air, which will reduce global warming and save the polar bear. So what can we do to save the polar bear?
Turn off the lights when you're not using them, ride a bike, ride the bus, and don't use too much electricity.
Yes. So this is a camera of grizzly bears just like doing like swimming or walking in the water and all that stuff.
Now, is this live?
Yes. It's a live webcam.
From where? Where's it live from?
Alaska.
Wow, that's
I thought it said
Well,
they
it says
couldn't
we're
swim.
currently expecting difficulties with the network, so it says they're trying to bring it back.
okay.
Check back soon, and meanwhile enjoy these highlights. Does anybody have any questions?
Ask your question, Chambers, that you were asking.
I thought it said that they didn't know how to swim, like they couldn't swim very well.
Well, I think they just like go in the water where they can stand. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
They
Yeah, or
can
shallow.
swim, but they're not as great swimmers as the polar bear.
Do y'all know what a hybrid animal is?
Yes. Because my sister's in 4th grade. She knows it.
Well, for those who don't, a hybrid animal is two different kinds of animal that are together in one animal.
Now I'm going to change the camera to polar bears, which there's really not much they're doing.
They like to sleep.
Yeah, they're just
They're
sleeping.
They're trying to catch. I saw it down there.
Now, this is live also.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's nothing really there. There's a
a live feed.
Yes, this is live. One of the live.
Yes.
And it's just like.
How did you make those little clips of those guys saying? Yeah, it's a website where you can customize your own. You type in the words and it says it, and then you pick pictures for it to change the slide. Like, is it a website like www or .com or .org or Yes. It's just a website that anyone can log on to. It's called.
Is it an app or a website?
There is an app for it,
But y'all went on the website?
Yes.
GoAnimate.com?
yes. And we have like a school account.
What, darling?
That's school.
Okay, so there's a school account where you can go in to do that. That is really cool.
There's a school
And you all typed in your own information?
Yes.
There's one.
We researched information about some people hide polar bears and some people hide grizzly bears, and we made Go Animates about them.
Okay. What about the rest of your classes? Were they doing the same
They
thing?
did the same thing, but everyone presents at different times and different grade levels.
Okay. But everyone studied the same thing, and your group got together and decided how to do it?
Yes.
Well, we're doing climate change, like kindergarteners are doing like what is a polar bear, and like first graders I think are doing hybrid animals.
What are we doing? Go to the bees.
Yes. We just did climate
polar
change.
bears. Can we go to the bees?
Forest.
Well, they walk. If the sea ice is melting, they just make their way around, and they do travel all around the world to try to find places where they can't live. And they're
Hey,
really
Reed,
good swimmers.
remember the word migrate that we've been talking so much about? Why are the polar bears having to migrate?
The land melting?
Yeah, because their ice is melting, so they're having to migrate to different areas.